Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be working on a sketch that I'm doing for my Patreon peeps. Basically, I do two sketches a month for a tier of my Patreon donator peeps guys. Patrons. And yeah, Lopi's here, by the way, if you heard the man voice.
Hi guys, I have man voice.
And anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna be working on one of those, and yeah, it's like a raffle. So two people get a sketch from me every month. If you guys want to check out more about that, you can check out my Patreon, the link below. And so yeah, I have Lopi here today, and he's going.
Hi guys.
Yeah. He doesn't actually sound like that.
What are you talking about? I sound like this all the time.
Anyways, he's going to be asking me questions that you guys have asked on Tumblr. So let's begin.
Okay, question 1 from Anonymous is, Hi Audra, I'm a much lesser known artist, but I'd like to ask an important question about online safety. Have you ever been cyberstalked or bullied? If so, how did it affect your online presence? I ask because I have found that sometimes I have unprofessional inquiries which are sometimes frightening in nature. Would you just ignore and pretend you don't see?
So, I've been fairly lucky with this. I have had a couple of creepy people, but I pretty much have just the same opinion on all of it, and honestly, it's not worth the follower. I just delete or block or ban that person, because, I mean, you're trying to grow as a person, and you want to draw or put yourself out there, and I don't know, you want what you're doing to be a positive thing, so you keep doing it. I've considered, if YouTube ever goes the wrong way, I am 100% okay with disabling comments, because you don't need that in your life. And, I mean, I don't know, there's just a lot of a-holes on the internet. So if you feel uncomfortable at all, you should definitely just be banning them, and just keep banning them if they make new accounts. There's ways that you can block them out of your life. Also, setting a different type of security, if you're on like Facebook or whatever, that can also help as well. That's helped me at least. Next question. Okay. I hope that helped.
Yeah. Next question is also by Anonymous. They like to ask questions, apparently. There's one person who is anonymous. How much, average estimate, would you say you make to live on through your art? I'm considering a freelance career after college.
It all depends on your needs and wants, basically. And it depends on how much you have to pay back. So I would suggest just making a budget and figuring out exactly how much you need to pay for your rent and basically your cost of living, and then add a couple hundred on top of that for things that you might want, and then a couple hundred on top of that for paying back your college tuition or anything else you have to pay back. And that should be about what you should aim for to make. And up until then, it's definitely a good idea to look for a side job. Freelance is a bit tricky sometimes to get into, but it depends on how you go about it. I honestly didn't have a very, very good luck with freelance, but it was just because of a lot of different reasons that it didn't work out for me.
Everyone wanting you to do everything for ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, it's really hard.
That.
It's really hard when you do freelance to price your work how it should be priced. But yeah, it's tough. It all depends on what you do. Like, I tried online websites to find freelancing jobs, and I didn't have like an agent or anything, and I just found myself competing against people in like India who could charge so much less than me, and people would obviously hire them before me, because that's all that really matters to a lot of companies, is just how much it's going to cost.
The bottom line.
Yeah, so it all honestly depends on your situation, but I suggest creating a budget, and if you're really unsure about it, nothing, like, having a side job doesn't hurt. You could always get, like, a part-time job and start doing freelancing on the side until it starts panning out, unless you know exactly what you're gonna try and freelance for. That's probably the best advice I can give about that.
Cool. So the question was, how much do you make to live off of? And
it varies. It varies so much every month. Yeah, I've completely, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it varies every month, and I have to work really hard.
Very up and down, yeah.
Yeah, I have to work very hard to make sure I can make enough for everything, and if I'm trying to save up for something, I have to work extra hard.
How much you make isn't really like a good
yeah.
amount to go by, judging like how much you should be making kind of thing, because for one, we have 2 cats, and we were stupid and got, not the cats, because that was a good choice, but we got a ridiculously, like a vehicle that we can't afford.
Yeah, which we're trying to sell now.
At the time we could, because we had ridiculously cheap cost of living where we were, because we were living with family at the time, and then we moved out on our own again, and we're just like, oh,
yeah. Anyways, that's beside the point.
Oh gosh, tangent.
Yeah, I'd say like anywhere from like $2,000 to 4 and up on a good month.
Those are really good months.
Yeah, and right now I'm sort of helping Lopi with getting his book out there and everything. So yeah, and cost of living is quite expensive where we are.
Well, I just about gave our address, like our actual address.
Anyways, so yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Next one.
Cool. Okay, next question is from Stardust Angel. They say, "Hello, Audra. My name is Kayla. I'm an artist." Kayla. I was wondering if I could copy some of your work. It would not be for sale, and I would credit you at all times. I suppose it would be like a study. It's fine to say no.
So, I think a lot of people... I'm going to do another video about this, because a lot of people seem to get the wrong opinion of my last video talking about, like, rules of copying. And it is okay to do studies. I said this in the video. Like, that's totally fine. You just gotta credit the artist if you're gonna show anyone. That's it. That's, like, the biggest thing. Same with tattoos. Like, if you're gonna get a tattoo of someone else's art, you give credit. Like, don't steal someone else's tattoo. Don't copy someone's art and then print it off or, you know, try and sell it or whatever. Like, that's not cool. Like, studies are totally okay. Studies are fine. Anyone can do studies of my stuff. Just, yeah, cred is all.
Okay. Anonymous, again, asks, what is your opinion on tracing in artwork? An example would be tracing a reference photo and then using that outline as something like a guide in which then the artist would color the image themselves. So they build texture, colors, and volume in the pieces of work.
So it can be good to start that way, just so you can see sort of how things work, like, so, like, draping and whatnot in faces, like, but I think, like, for example, I stopped tracing when I was probably around, like, 12, and that was good, because then that allowed me to actually learn. I know artists who do trace things, and they do portraits. They'll trace, like, rough outlines of where the faces are, and they don't learn patience. They don't learn how to do things from just looking at them, unfortunately. So they'll learn how to do the texture, like you said, and everything. But then when it comes to them drawing anything on their own, they can't do it.
It becomes a crutch.
It's a crutch, yeah. So if you're doing it all the time, then it's not good. If you try drawing a portrait and you find yourself constantly erasing it, like, multiple times, and you need to plot out where things go, then by all means. But like I said, I know people who do portraits and they always have to sketch it now. And anytime they try and not sketch it, I would visit them and they would get frustrated and they wouldn't have the patience to keep trying to fix it until they, like, would actually go back and trace it and fix it. Like, they would go over, trace it, and make sure it was perfect. And anyways, it can be a huge crutch, and it can actually set you back a lot in your growing of artistness. Next question.
Next question. I think this will be a good one. It's from an Anonymous again.
This is the last question, by the way.
This is the last question?
Yeah, it has to be quick.
Oh my gosh, okay. Hello, I love your work. I am currently using you as an artist in my art class. I was wondering how you come up with your artwork. Do you have any kind of motivation or inspiration?
I'm mainly just motivated by the fact that this is my job, so I train myself over time to be motivated to just work a lot. It took a long time to get to that point because I wasn't really raised to have a good work ethic, so it just came over time.
Where do your ideas for your stuff come from?
My ideas come from everything from movies to where I live. I'll go outside and find amazing things outside, books, animated movies, other artists I get a lot of inspiration from and motivation. If I follow a lot of artists, so I see them doing amazing things, I'm like, damn it, I need to be working harder, I need to get better, and that keeps me really motivated, I find. And just the pressure of knowing I have to make rent and everything too. So I think that's about it. I think we're gonna run out of time here soon, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be doing more of these sort of Q&As since I have a lot to go through, and I don't know. I like answering your questions.
With me?
Yeah, if Lopi wants to join. Thank you, Lopi, for coming and helping with the questions.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, thanks guys for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Click like and subscribe for more. Bye!